So I wrote a book with my best girlfriend and fellow Harvard MBA called On My Own 2 Feet, and it's been one of the most rewarding things that I have ever done professionally in my life. And it's a fascinating story how the book came to be, because I didn't set out to be a personal finance author. The book literally came to us. So my best girlfriend and I, we both work in the financial services industry, and so we became the de facto go-to gals for our smart female friends who work in medicine and law and architecture and advertising who had money questions. And time and again, we kept seeing the same phenomenon. They were asking us incredibly basic questions, and these were from extremely successful and well-educated women. And so that's when the light bulb went off. We thought something's missing. And so we recommended some books to these gals to read on personal finance, circled back around, asked them, did it help? And almost to a one, they told us no, because they're boring and I couldn't make it past chapter 2. And so that's when we realized that there was a need for a new kind of personal finance book, one that was short, fun, and as its underlying premise assumed that the end reader was not interested in personal finance, just wanted the basics.
Yes.
So this is one of the dirty little secrets. Some of the women that were coming to ask us for advice were executives in Fortune 500 companies that were working in areas such as operations, marketing, and they had MBAs, many of them from Harvard, and they didn't know the basics of personal finance because it's not even taught at Harvard Business School.
What do you think about that?
I think it's astounding. I think people assume this knowledge is picked up somewhere along the way. It's just like parenting. People expect that we'll just get it. And the problem is, unlike parenting, there is no societal support for putting your hand up and saying, hey, I have no idea how to manage my finances. And almost ironically, the more successful you get, the harder it is to stand up and say, you know, I'm a great trial lawyer and I know nothing about money. I'm a phenomenal surgeon and I'm a complete wreck, financially speaking. People don't want to talk about it. It's the dirty little secret.
Where on the priority level would you put getting financial education in the school system? High on the level, low on the level, somewhere in between? What priorities should schools make financial education as getting it in the classroom?
Honest to goodness, I think it should be priority number one. And I do not say that lightly because on a personal level, I am a product of the American educational system. I come from a family of modest background. My dad came over from India, with a proverbial suitcase and fire in the belly and climbed up the ladder thanks to education. My mom's family, again, from a modest economic background, through hard work and education was able to climb the ladder. And so I've seen in my own family how important it is to have a broad education. But what I'm seeing today, because the financial landscape is so complex, that if we educate students and they become brilliant physicists and phenomenal students of history and of English, but they don't understand personal finance, they can put themselves into such a financial tizzy that their other incredible skills are of no use to society because money is sucking out all of their energy because they're stressed and upset with their own personal financial situation. That's why I think it has to be, you can't put to use the other subjects you're learning in school if somebody is not operating from a strong financial base.
If I asked you how many states right now currently require you take a semester-long dedicated personal finance class to graduate, do you know what the answer would be?
I'd guess it's less than 5.
The answer is 3.
I'm not surprised, and I think a big part of the problem with coming up with a financial curriculum is that people are confused about what subjects should be taught. When I am seeing a curriculum or an optional, several colleges I've noticed are starting to add optional personal finance curriculum, and when I look through the subject matter, one of the things that strikes me is I feel that they're starting too oftentimes with very complex subjects, assuming once again that the basics have already been covered. So I'm seeing personal finance curriculum that are focusing on how to pick stocks as opposed to talking about the importance of living within your means and saving money so that you actually have funds that you can then use to invest in stocks or bonds should you so choose.